so I can reach everything. I don't wanna have to turn around to get stuff, cause that's more movement. When you're doing a bath and changing the sheets, you wanna do everything with economy of movement. You don't wanna take too many steps. You wanna do everything on one side before you go to the other side. That makes sense to everybody? Okay. So I've got his gown here. I'm gonna pull this up like this. And then I take my washcloth that's wet, make my mitt. I need to practice this more. I haven't done it much in a long time. I had to remember how to do it the other day. But I take my mitt and I'm gonna wash it. What am I gonna wash first?
Vegetable.
Right, so I should do the arms first, shouldn't I? And for the arms, I'm gonna put my towel under his arm, like so. And then it's distal proximal. Pretend I got a mitt. Okay, I'll do it. Just to prove it to you. Darby doesn't like the mitts either. I'll show you what she likes to use. But we wanna do distal to proximal, long strokes from the wrist up, and I'm turning my washcloth each time. That was a lot of strokes, but you see what I'm saying? Then I will wash their hand with it, blot them, and then I wash under their arm and down, okay? And blot their arm dry. So the towel keeps the sheets from getting wet, even though we're gonna change them. Now, I have to be in on the jokes, okay? You don't need, I did something, let me know.
Oh, no, you did just
Okay,
fine.
all right. Okay, then you're off the hook now.
This time.
All right, sorry. I'm having real big hot flashes. And then when I have to stand up in front of people and do stuff, just an aside, even after all this time, I get nervous. Okay, I understand what y'all are going through when you're doing it. And that's another reason I have hot flashes then. So you're not alone, okay? Don't be ashamed or embarrassed. All right, so I've washed his arm. Now I'm gonna put my towel across here and I'm gonna wash his chest. And at any time that my water gets cold or soiled, I'm gonna stop and clean and change it, all right? But for the most part, if you're quick, you can get down to their legs before you have to change it, all right? Then I wash his chest using circular motions, or her chest. I wanna make sure that I give special attention to any folds or creases in there, make sure I get all of that. And then I can put that back down. I'm keeping them covered all the time. You see how I'm doing that? All right, then I put that back up there.
Are you using the same towel for all of the blotting and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
So long as the towel's dry, you can keep using it. In this class, these are miracle towels. They never get wet and they're always clean. So you don't have to keep getting a different towel.
What if they had something like C. diff? Do you change things out more?
C. diff, I wouldn't even be using
I should
towels.
Yeah, what do you, yeah.
What would you do?
Well, I might use towels, but I'd be using the whites.
Okay.
And you don't want to blot them dry. You want to let them air dry, because that's what kills the bacteria. You just try to keep them warm.
Okay.
So you keep them covered up
Okay.
while you're doing it. You can cover them up with a towel so they don't get wet, cold. Yes, ma'am.
And then, so whenever you're doing the circular motions, do you use a different towel, like a different part of the towel every time, or do you use the same, like,
You
part
should,
every
as you move from one area to the next, you should use a different.
Okay.
Okay? Don't get too crazy with it.
Okay.
The point is to have a clean part of the cloth when you touch a new part, and not to take bacteria that might be in one area and spread it to another. That's the whole point of using a different part on the cloth. And it's a lot more important when you get down to pericare. Okay? All right. So I've washed their chest, and then I would probably go down to their stomach, do the same thing again, cover up with a towel. I'm using the sheet to keep them dry, warm. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, since we were on the stomach, how do we clean belly buttons? Is it just like regular how I clean mine?
just like you clean yours.
Just wanted to make sure there wasn't like some sort of special thing.
No, I haven't read anything special
Q-tip,
about it.
Audrey. Q-tip.
You know, you
want
want
Q-tip.
to wash it and make sure, because things can collect in there,
Yeah.
lint
Dirt.
collects in there, dirt
It
collects in there.
stinks. Especially
Yeah.
mine, right? It will stink. Yeah.
Perspiration is collecting in mine right now. You know, yeah, take that into consideration. Yes, ma'am.
And like, if they need to change gowns, you would just take this
That's what
off
we're gonna,
and be
and that's what
covering
we're
them.
gonna do next. I usually wait until I get through with the stomach,
Okay.
and before I'm going on to the legs, then I change their gown.
Huh.
That's just when I like to do it.
Yeah. Just making sure we wouldn't put it back on their chest after we just clean their chest.
If their gown was visibly soiled, I wouldn't put it back on.
Okay.
I would put a towel over it and take the gown off completely. But if it's not, then I can use that because they've already warmed it up. You know, they lose a lot of their heat to the covers and stuff around and warming them up too. So putting a lot of fresh stuff on them all the time that's cold, that can make them lose heat too. So then I'm gonna put on new gown. Do we do this?
No.
No, because that spreads bacteria. But if you see me doing it, stop me because I forget to. So I'm gonna put this over top here. And so I don't spend all your time demonstrating because I want y'all to be able to practice. I'm just gonna do the one side. Now this gown is nice. It has snaps. And I think they have a lot more of those now in the hospital. But if you're sending them down to radiology, they don't want these snap gowns on them because they show up under x-ray. Keep that in mind. So I've got that one on there. And now I can pull the old one out from under. And he has a new gown on it. Okay? All right. Now I can pull the sheet back up. Now I can leave the rail up there, down, but I might want to go change my water. So I talk too much, which I do a lot of, and the water cooled off. I would bring the rail up, go to the bathroom, take my gloves off, wash my hands, rinse out my bath basin, put warm water in it, put on fresh gloves, come back in the room. Now I can put my side rail down if I want to, or I can leave it up because it won't be in the way. Now I'm gonna take the sheet over here and oh, look at this. We have TEDs and SCDs. Can y'all see? The blue is a sequential compression device. It's got a bladder inside it and it hooks up to a unit that fits on the end of the bed and it pumps air in there and then pulls it out. Pumps air in there and pulls it out. And what it does is it kind of acts like a squeezer and it squeezes on their leg and then relaxes. Squeezes on their leg and relaxes. And it helps promote venous return to the heart. It helps prevent venous stasis. Y'all know what stasis is? Like something gets stuck somewhere and just sits there. We don't want all their blood pooling in their legs, especially when they don't move around a lot because then they can develop clots. And they develop clots, and then the clot breaks loose and it goes up to their lung and kills that part of their lung. Or it can, if they have a hole in their heart, it can go all the way to their head and cause them to have a stroke. All right? We want to prevent clots. What's another term for that? Can y'all remember? DVT, deep vein thrombosis. Yes. All right. So he has these on. I'm going to take them off. If he were up and ambulating, could he get out of bed with these on?
No.
No, that's a safety issue. So this doctor is really careful. He uses TEDs also. And I never can remember what TED stands for. It's probably a brand name, but antithrombotic stockings, I think is what they're called. Support hose is what y'all know them as. They do the same thing. They prevent venous stasis. And when they prevent venous stasis and keep the blood from pooling down here, the only place it can go is back up to the heart. Okay? So it does the same thing. So I need to take those off before I can bathe his leg. Can everybody see okay? I can lower this if you can. I think, that's better, isn't it? Okay. Let me know if you can't see, because I want everybody to be able to see. So I'll put my towel under his leg, just like we did for the arm. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my bath mitt on. Dip it in my water. Squeeze it out. And then I'm gonna do long strokes, just like we did before. Okay? Turning my cloth each time. What'd you say?
He's flexible.
He's flexible, yeah. He just lift his leg up. Right. And you, oh, I'm sorry, that's my phone. I forgot to turn it off.